Hello, fellow crafters and paper artisans. It's Chandra with StockednStuffed. I am here for the Flowers and Critters 2026 collaboration that is hosted by Poetspice. And every second Wednesday of the month, we post videos of things that we have made with some type of animal or insect and flowers. And so I am also doing this as my first sheet load of cards for August. So this is a two for video. I use this Park Lane Bloom and Grow paper pad that I got, well, you know, of course, before Joanne's close. 2021 is the date that's on it. So I have had it a while, and I have pretty much used the papers that I really like in it. There are some cut aparts that I think I want to use, but this is the paper that I use with this moth, and it was one of the last ones I used because it's a moth. But the colors were pretty, and for some reason in my mind I thought I had dragonflies in this. I was going to do something with dragonflies, but when I opened it and I realized it's not dragonflies, it's moths. So there we go. This month's sheet load is this 4 1/4 square card, and I kind of debated whether I was going to do it, and so I just said, well, I don't skip a sheet load, so I'm going to go ahead and go for it. So it is a card that Party Papery created and gave permission for Call Me Crafty Al to use it, and so that's what we're doing this month. And because I didn't have a dragonfly paper, I had to go and see if I had a moth in my SVG stash, and I did not, but I did have a potion bottle tag in my Halloween files, and so I manipulated that to get that moth off there, and it printed in black and white, and then I did some coloring, and so I printed it like this on this kind of beige paper, and then I still have my paper clip. And I just decided to fill the whole page, and so I was doing print and cut. I don't like to waste my paper, so, and I got plenty more moth paper in here, so I can use them for some other card or something else. And then I was like Googling, like, what are the thoughts around moths? And so magical was a word that came up, and night and moon. And so I remembered that I had something about magical in this fairy stamp and die set, and so have a magical day is what I ended up using. I didn't have any flowers as a part of this, and this is Flowers and Critters. I was using my moth as my critter, so I ended up using that little flower that is right here in this stamp set. So it is Flower and Critter. So, oh, also the other piece of paper that I used opposite the moss was Garden Party. I still have a 12 by 12 and a 6 by 8, but this sheet came out of the 6 by 8. All right, so here are my cards, and I started with this blue paper because I was trying to match that on the moth, and then I didn't have enough, and then I went back to my blues and ended up with this piece, which actually was a better color for that, but I had already done them, so I only had 2 in that background. And so I took my my black and white moths, and I colored them based on one of the moths on the page. So, or tried. I didn't have a neon green color pencil, but I got some a light green in there. So I tried to match them to a moth that was already on the card. I also did printed paper from this, I think it was from this collection, instead of doing a solid behind it, because I figured since I was already in here, I might as well keep pushing. So that is what I have. And then I didn't want to waste a regular A2 envelope. Although it fits in there, you know, it would have a little bit of a give. So I decided to make some envelopes. And what did I do with them? And I just happen to have 5 pieces of paper. And this is like copy weight paper. Someone had given me a binder that had a bunch of colored paper in it, and I just saved it, and I said, oh, I know I have some paper, I can make some envelopes that are not going to be too heavy. And it was perfect. I made 6 cards, but I only had 5 in the blue. So I had 1 piece of lime green, so I figured I'd use that since there is that dragonfly that is with the lime green with wings. So it'll be fine. These are going to be birthday cards. I did ask ChatGPT to give me some sentiments. And so I made 3 different ones. I think those 2 are the same. This one's something about wings, and this one's about following the light, and this one is about being unique. And so I just figured I'd do something a little different instead of stamping this month. And because I had already done my moth and did not think about what I was going to put on the front to indicate birthday, that's why this is kind of askew, and I did stamp. So that was an afterthought, because I was making flowers and critters and not thinking about what am I going to use these cards for. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. Check out the other collaborators for the critters and flowers. No, I always get it backwards. Flowers and Critters 2026 collaboration. And also check out the other people who did Sheet Load, the design team, and see what they made this month as well. I would venture to say this might not be my only set, but we shall see. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.